For many Star Wars fans, a dream came true in March 2022. To fight in a real lightsaber duel, meet Chewbacca, and completely immerse themselves in the Star Wars universe. For 2 whole days. All of that was promised by the brand new interactive experience hotel Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser in Disney World, Florida. There's no typical hotel lobby or regular staff. Instead, guests find epic sets, intergalactic food, and thrilling missions.
Dad, we gotta go save the ship.
No. We're gonna save the galaxy.
But the journey aboard the spaceship didn't last long. In May 2023, barely a year after opening, Disney announced that the hotel would sadly be closing. Unexpected and disappointing. Why? What went wrong? Let's dive into the unbelievable failure of the Star Wars hotel. First off, this video is based off the experience of Jenny Nicholson flying the nest and a video from 2 board guys, so make sure to check out these channels as well if you want to. In April 2017, Disney commissioned the American market research firm Swagbucks to find out how hyped people would be for a Star Wars hotel. The results were clear.
That the response was out of this world.
And so, the idea quickly became reality. And also, make sure to tell me down in the comments how you'd like a good Star Wars hotel. The luxury hotel would be built at the Walt Disney World Resort, Florida. In July 2017, the project was announced for the first time at the D23 Expo in California.
It combines a luxury resort with an immersion in an authentic Star Wars environment.
2 years later, fans finally got the first real info about the hotel.
For the first time, both kids and grown-ups alike will get to face off against a training remote while wielding a lightsaber.
And they could hardly wait.
I think I am most blown away by the Halcyon, that Star Wars spaceship.
But they'd have to be patient. Construction dragged on, budgets were exceeded, and in the end the whole thing reportedly costs around $400 million. Still, the investment was supposed to pay off. Disney wanted to blow fans away. They released a promo video that gave a sneak peek of what guests could expect. But instead of getting excited, the fans were hit with this.
What's going on? I just popped through that door and I have no idea.
Look above and see the world slowly emerge before your eyes.
I'm pretty sure most Star Wars fans were not expecting to see a musical. And then there's a set design that looks rather mid.
It looks kind of cheap. I've seen a lot of people say that it doesn't even really look like Star Wars. It almost looks like Star Trek.
Disney quickly deleted the video from its YouTube channel, and other promo clips also left viewers with mixed feelings. Still, fans were curious about the final result. And in March 2022, the Galactic Starcruiser finally opened its doors. Rooms had been booked out for months. Steve and Jess, 2 massive Star Wars fans, were excited for their vacation aboard the Starcruiser. They regularly watched the films and loved dressing up as their favorite characters. And now, they didn't just look like them, they got to live like them. A dream come true. And for 2 nights, they paid only $4,800. Right after booking, they received a confirmation video from the hotel.
You will be boarding the Halcyon, a Carillion MPO 1400 Starcruiser built during the romantic age of exploration.
Upon arrival, they got all the info about the experience and a wristband to open the sliding door to their cabin. In their own little spaceship room, with no windows, they could finally settle in. Hotel guests could join real Star Wars missions, help Chewbacca escape from stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers heading somewhere else. The lieutenant is gone to dinner, and I think we're gonna try sneak him out.
Or work together as a team to defend the ship.
Literally feels like we're playing a real life video game.
After the action, they could take part in a ride of dance class, test their lightsaber skills, or grab a cocktail at the bar.
Cheers, Steve.
The interior, sometimes charming, often kinda cheap, especially for nearly $2,500 per day. After all of that, they were starving. So they headed to the hotel restaurant where they enjoyed a meal and Blue Bantha milk.
Gotta dip it. This is our galactic dipping sauce.
And there were several live shows.
Oh!
victory soon enough! No! Get him out of my sight!
The absolute highlight, reenacted scenes from the films live on stage. Some performances were really cool, others, according to eyewitnesses, rather underwhelming. Exhausted, they collapsed in their dark cabin. They wanted to watch a movie before bed, but Disney Plus wasn't included in the price. They had to pay extra for that, almost $5,000 and not even a free Star Wars movie. Maybe Disney miscalculated. The hotel targeted a niche audience. You had to be a hardcore Star Wars fan and have the cash to blow. Theme parks usually aim for return visitors, but hardly anyone would book this hotel twice. Same shows, same rooms, same missions, and only 100 rooms total, which means obviously fewer guests and lower revenue. All while the operation was still costly to run and didn't even feel high-end. Obviously, word got out fast in the Star Wars community. The Galactic Starcruiser didn't deliver.
For the price of a used automobile, you can spend 2 nights locked in a windowless concrete building that looks nothing like these images.
There are some things which are so bad that you wonder how on earth it could possibly have been created, and then you realize, oh, yeah, Disney made it.
Over the year and a half the Starcruiser was open, I saw loads of comments from people who were very excited to go and left extremely disappointed. And wouldn't you know it, a lot of them had the exact same issues I did. General issues with the app glitching or freezing, character performers being too swamped to interact with, arriving 5 minutes early to a scheduled story moment only to find that it had begun 15 minutes early and they'd missed it entirely.
Laughably overpriced and extremely confusing on what you were even paying for in the first place.
Beginning a dialogue tree in the app, only to get left unread by the AI, barring them from joining any storylines. Performing actions in the gameplay which didn't appear to register in their profiles. Story outcomes that seemed random.
We're gonna get to the bottom of whether or not Disney stole $5,000 from me.
Like, that is a crazy price tag. $1,200 per person per night?
So no, I would never say it's worth it if you can afford it. I would probably say something more like, you might have fun doing this if you're so wealthy that you don't mind being overcharged for experiences to the tune of thousands of dollars.
Jenny Nicholson paid $6,666 for 2 people because the $4,800 option wasn't available. She broke down how much entertainment you actually got for the money.
So as you can see, day 1 gives us 7 hours and 45 minutes of entertainment time. Day 2 is going to be a 16-hour day. That sounds exhausting. And day 3 offers just 1 hour and 30 minutes. That gives us a grand total of 25 hours and 15 minutes of entertainment time. Once again, that per person cost was $3,033.44 divided by 25.25 hours equals $120.14 per person per hour of entertainment, or about $2 per person per minute. Better not sleep in, kids.
Her verdict, not worth it.
In my opinion, the experience I had was worth approximately $800 total per adult. $1,000 maximum, and kids should cost less.
She pointed to boring minigames, shallow character interactions, bad seating at the dinner show.
And whenever I thought I was being given an intro into some plot thread, it didn't work out for one reason or another. Not only did I feel like I was barred from participating, I was even barred from watching. By a literal bar.
And overall an underwhelming design.
The rooms I'd seen so far had underwhelmed me because I really wanted something to investigate. Everything was too sterile. No room had any hidden depths. You could look around a room in 30 seconds and see everything you needed to.
By March 2023, Disney had already reduced trip availability due to low demand. And by May, the closure was officially announced. On October 30th, 2023, it was over. Chewbacca's sweaty costume was packed away, the doors to the Starcruiser were shut. A huge fail for Disney, especially since the company usually dominates the theme park game. Nearly half of Disney's revenue comes from parks, experiences, and physical goods. That division also generates almost 75% of the company's profit. To lose money on a brand like Star Wars, that's tough. Jenny Nicholson's biggest criticism? Disney's greed. You had to pay extra for everything. Corners were cut, details felt unfinished.
But it often felt like they were doing the least. Like, we'll build pretty rooms, but we won't put anything in them. We'll do one droid. We'll build one alien and we'll stop there. My sister told me that when she saw Wani, she was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And that's only the first alien we've seen. Imagine what else they've got. And then they had nothing else. And really, that feels calculated to me. The Starcruiser feels like it was designed to have just enough cool stuff to put in a TikTok.
But hey, For some fans, it was probably an incredible once-in-a-lifetime experience. The concept could have been a huge success under different circumstances, but it wasn't.